Welcome back to Legalese 123, where we are covering cases across America. Hello and welcome back to Legalese 123. I'm your host, Misty K. Thanks for joining me. We are going back to the courtroom for the Brendan Banfield trial. Remember, he is on trial, even though we already know he's been convicted of unaliving his wife, Christine Banfield, and Joe Ryan in a murder plot for catfishing. He had set up some accounts, lured Joe Ryan into his home, thinking that he was going to have a sexual encounter with his wife, Christine. They were going to make it look like Joe Ryan had unalived Christine, but in fact, it was actually Brendan Banfield who did. Spoiler alert. But it's fun to go back and see what he's saying on the stand and whether or not you believe his testimony. The jurors were the finder of the facts in this case, and they found him guilty. So we are back on the stand in the morning. He continues to tell his version of what he believes has happened. We get to go and talk about it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now that kind of we're looking at it and we're deep diving into it, we got a couple of nuances and things that we may not have picked up on the first time that we went through. So let's pick up again, and then they have a lunch break, and then they have some time in the afternoon, and then cross-examination happens. Let's see how far we can get. Let us begin. Make sure we still have this at 1.5, which has been fabulous, by the way.
Do you recall who it was that advised you to go into the bathroom?
I did not know the names of anybody at that point.
Okay. When you went into the bathroom, what, if anything, did you do while they were tending to Christine?
I was instructed to sit on the edge of the tub.
Okay. And at that point, what condition were you in?
I was panicked, shocked, worried, scared. I felt like I was having a very hard time breathing, and my leg was bothering me, seemed to be spasming.
Okay. We saw from the body cam video, excuse me. We saw from the body cam video you received, I guess, a checkup in an ambulance?
Yes.
Okay.
Some of the officers took me to an ambulance.
And what was the basis for them to get you checked out? Do you know?
I know at one point when I was in the bathroom, I went to the ground.
Okay.
And I wasn't walking properly. So they seemed to want to get me checked out.
When you arrived back home from the McDonald's, were you having any difficulties physically?
No.
During the period of time of what you described on February 24th within the bedroom, were you struck in any way that would have affected your lower extremities?
I don't remember being hit in my leg at all. I only remember being hit in the back of my shoulder.
Okay. And when you, I think it's partially showing on the body cam, but when you went down, describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what happened.
I was crying. I was having, I guess I would say that I was hyperventilating. I stabilized myself with my hands on the floor. And I was scared for Christine.
Okay. And at some point you, as we see in the evidence that's been presented, you go to the ambulance, you go to the hospital, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about another topic that came up during the trial. What, if anything, did you know about the purchase of windows at your house?
Windows were, Christine and I started looking for windows back in 2021. We received quotes from 10, 12, 15 different vendors. The shopping process was long. Over the course of the quotes and shopping process, we refined that we wanted triple pane windows because the front of my house has quite a bit of southern exposure, a lot of sun comes in there and the foyer would get very warm. Also, the windows, some of the windows in my house were stuck closed where we couldn't open them. Christine complained about that none of our windows had screens. And one of the windows by the back door was off center enough that there was actually a slight gap to the outside. And the smallest window in the basement, for some reason, was a single pane window and would allow cold to come in. So that was a lot of the reasons why we shopped for windows.
And you indicated you went through numerous vendors?
Yes.
And when, if you know, did you agree upon vinyl light windows?
I believe we agreed on, I believe we had a second quote from Vinyl Light in the summer, the early summer of 2022, which is before any relationship with Juliana. And we received an updated quote with the triple pane windows. I believe it was in July of 2022, which is also before any relationship with Juliana. And we placed the final order in August and I believe made the first payment before any relationship was with any relationship with Juliana, meaning that the windows were fully decided prior to any relationship with Juliana.
Now,
Okay. So the windows and everything were decided well before Juliana. Okay. Well, maybe we'll buy that because the guy testified and sure, they spent $33,000 on windows. I kind of think that's a very expensive way to have this plot. So it's plausible. But did you have the exercise where she was outside screaming or you were outside screaming to see if she could hear inside? Are those windows going to hold up? Again, why? See, if she brings up these details and then you're just trying to counteract the details, seems a little sketchy to me. Anyways, we'll buy it
ever
for now.
go outside and scream in some sort of a test?
No, it's ridiculous. I did at one point speculate to Juliana that I wondered if our neighbors didn't hear the gunshots because of the windows. That's the only thing that I ever remember saying to Juliana.
That's ridiculous. Why would she make something up like that? She's from Brazil. They scream outside the windows all the time.
And that was after February 24th, after some of my neighbors had spoke to me and said that they didn't hear anything.
Now, the window job that you had Vinyl Light do was a full replacement of all the windows.
Yes, it was replacement of every window.
Okay. And was there anything about the windows in the bedroom that was greater in terms of soundproofing or greater in terms of efficiency than the other windows around the house?
No, the entire house was chosen to do triple pane windows. There was a couple windows that were slightly different. One of them was the pane window in the master bathroom, which was obscured glass so that people can't see into the master bathroom. We changed the style of window of the basement smallest window to being double pane and triple pane in a sliding style. I think that was the main changes besides upgrading to triple pane and the different repairs and things that we wanted in terms of features.
Now, moving on to the personal weapon that you have.
Okay.
Was that the one that Juliana used on 24th?
Yes, my personal firearm was a Glock 43X.
And where do you normally keep that?
I keep it in my firearm safe, which is inside of my master bedroom closet.
Okay. And do you know, was that firearm in the safe and locked on the 24th of February?
Yes, the firearm was in the safe and locked on the 24th of February.
And did Juliana have access to the code?
Juliana knew the code because the code was the same as my door code to the house. And at different points, she was in my master bedroom closet and observed me putting away my firearms.
And so when you testified that she went into the closet and you thought it was for towels?
Nope. No. Sir, She is an employee of yours. Why does she have the code to your safe? Hmm? Huh? Why? And if you are a dum-dum and your code to the front door of your house might be the same as your phone or the same as your safe, please tell me that you're smarter than that. Please. I mean, you're supposed to be this expert math dude, right? You're a IRS agent, right? You owned your own math business. You sputtered off about how well you've taught your daughter her times tables, and now she's doing quadratic equations at 4, and how smart she is. Not buying it. Not buying it.
So when she went to the bathroom, I mean, I guess first I can't see the master bedroom closet from where I was in the bedroom. When I told her to watch him and call 911, I didn't know what exactly she was doing at that moment, and I couldn't see that she went to the safe.
And at what point did you realize that she had gone to the safe?
Only after she shot.
And at some point, were you able to confirm that your personal weapon was being used?
Well, yes, I saw that she had my weapon.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the day before.
Not buying it. Not buying it. It's a small, closed area, right? We kind of looked at it. If when you open up the door, like to the left is their little living room area where the desk is, and then you got the bed, and then it goes on from that. And he's standing here looking. No. Again, remember, they testified that she had blood on her socks. At some point in time, she took her shoes off. How and why she did, maybe because she was standing here in front, like Christina's here, and she didn't want to get blood on the bottom of her shoes to go over here because that wouldn't be plausible. Although I don't know. Like she would have, if he told her go get the gun, she'd have to go past him to the closet to the safe. So she would then have to get blood on the bottom of her shoes. Why she took her shoes off, I don't know. That's what still baffles me.
November 23rd. Now,
Excuse me, I'm
let's
gonna
talk
back it
about
up.
the day before, November 23rd.
February 23rd?
I'm sorry, February 23rd. I apologize. Were you aware of any vacation plans for you and the members of your family?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you know about the vacation plans?
Christine and I already had a cruise that was planned for, I don't know, maybe May or June of 2023. That was planned earlier with a large part of our family was going to be attending to that. But Christine and I were planning another trip, which was going to possibly be to Punta Cana, which is where we had our honeymoon originally. And so we had discussed that, and she was telling me about some of the resorts that she had been looking at.
Okay, and was Royalton Resorts one of those?
That I believe was the one that she liked the best, and she sent me a message wanting me to look at it and basically to see if I agreed, and if we would probably book it relatively soon if we thought that would work out, and we'd have to figure out days off and things like that.
Do you remember where you were when you received that message?
Actually, I think I was in the living room with her. I think she just sent it to me as like, this is what we're saving so that we could continue to review it later.
Okay, to show her.
Yes.
Or to show you, I guess.
Yes.
And how did you receive?
Two things come to mind. One is I feel so bad for Christine because here she's planning these vacations, and I don't know if Juliana is planning on coming with, maybe the one for the cruise or whatever, to help take care of Valerie. But the other one to Punta Cana sounds like it was just going to be the two of them and that they were going to go together to go rekindle whatever it is or whatever, right? Remember, she bought her bathing suit, so she was ready for whatever vacation was coming up. Just so sad, so sad. I think she had no clue that this was happening. And so now remember, we're talking about here's the evidence that's put forth to him, and now what is his response to that? And I believe we're talking about the time period with which they're sitting together and they're going over the vacation plans, and somehow or another, somebody hops onto the laptop really quickly for 2 minutes and then hops right off, and then we go back to planning a vacation. Let's see how he's going to wiggle his way out of this one.
That message.
I back it up for a second.
This is what we're saving so that we can, continue to review it later.
Okay, to show her.
Yes.
Or to show you, I guess.
Yes.
And how did you receive that message?
Generally, when we message, we don't use standard text messaging. Our usual message was messenger of choice was Facebook Messenger, and that's how I received that.
Okay. And you were in the same room with her?
I believe I was in the same room with her.
Why?
We were in and out of the same room together.
Facebook Messenger? I wonder why. I mean, he is using his work phone. All right.
Frequently that day. No, that day was my birthday.
Specifically relating to that request or the discussion about the travel arrangements. Did you ever take control of her laptop?
No, she was sitting on the couch using her laptop, and we were discussing it while I was playing with Lego with Valerie.
And did you ever use her phone regarding that discussion?
No, I never used her phone.
Did she ever leave to go anywhere during that discussion regarding resorts?
Not that I remember. At some point, I took Valerie to bed, and that time usually involved a story or two, brushing teeth, getting changed. So that took 20, 30 minutes, and then I returned to Christine after I was done with bed for Valerie.
When you returned to Christine, did she have her device?
All right, there you go, folks. There you go. You have it right there. I don't know what happened. I took Valerie upstairs and got her ready for bed and gave her a whole bunch of bedtime stories and brushed her teeth and everything because I'm such a great dad. And I don't know what Christine was doing. She was the one that was on the Fetlife, right? Wasn't me.
Is it still?
Yes.
Now, this was your birthday, so what was going on at the house that day?
Yeah. What's your birthday?
One of my friends, Nishant, came over. He brought me a box of large cookies from, I believe it was Midnight Treats. And but really, we didn't do anything for my birthday because Valerie had swim lessons that day. So I had taken Valerie to swim lessons. Christine had told me she had to work late. I don't think she got back until after 8. Christine and I had celebrated my birthday, I guess, the day before. On the 22nd, we went to Korean barbecue, me, Christine, and Valerie.
Okay. And on the 23rd, which was your birthday, where was Juliana?
I don't know where Juliana was when we were talking about the vacations. I do know that she came with me to the gym. She actually worked out with Nishant at the gym, and then Nishant came back to our house later. I was with Valerie at the pool.
Okay. And when the discussions regarding resorts and all that sort of stuff was going on,
I want to hear from Nishant. They were at the gym. Was Brendan in the pool with Valerie? And where was Juliana? What tidbits does he have to say?
was Juliana around for that?
I don't know where she was, but she was not in the living room, kitchen, main floor area.
Was Christine's laptop there with you guys?
Yes.
Was her phone with you guys?
I don't seem to remember much about her phone that day because My recollection is her using the laptop, and that's where she was doing the research that we were talking about.
Now, did there come a time when you recorded Lily and the sounds that Lily made and makes?
Yes, I believe it was in the summer of 24.
Okay, and in doing that recording, why were you making a recording of Lily's sounds?
Ryan Campbell which is Juliana's attorney, had come to my house because he wanted to view the layout of the house and see how far it took to get to places, and where my gun safe was and things like that. And when he was there, I had Lily outside because I didn't want her to bother him. And he heard sounds of Lily whining and complaining to come in because she was separated from everyone on the inside. And I believe it reminded him of the noise.
Sustained.
I don't think you can say what he thought.
Okay.
Okay. We'll back up in just a second, but just remember on my last stream, I was talking about the dog, and it's a husky, I believe it is, and huskies are known to somewhat say things. They don't want to be separated from people. So when he separated the dog from the owner that was in the house at the time, which was Christine, who normally her dog bed is in the room, right? So when he and Juliana left the morning to go somewhere, he went to McDonald's. Juliana just sat in her car a couple of doors down. He put the dog in the basement and separated the dog from Christine. And then when he came toddling around, he was with the dog. The dog obviously was getting excited, but I venture to guess the dog had an inkling that somebody else was in the house. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to back it up just a smidge.
And complaining to come in because she was separated from everyone on the inside.
She was separated.
I believe it reminded him of the noise.
Sustained.
I don't think you can say what he thought.
Okay.
Right, you
What,
can't
if
say-
anything, did he ask you to do?
Objection, hearsay.
Based upon your conversation with him, what, if anything, did you do?
I recorded the sounds that Lily made.
Okay. And have you listened to the file of Lily 3?
Yes.
Are we going to play those?
Does that accurately represent the sounds that Lily made?
Yes, I sent several different recordings I made several different recordings for her. Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of the one Lily 3?
Yes.
And you've heard it and you've listened to it?
Yes.
And that reflects the sounds that Lily makes?
Yes, it does.
Here, I move that in as defense exhibit number 377.
Any objection? No objection. 377 is a different, it was indicated as a different exhibit. Do you want to make it 378?
Oh, yes, sorry, Judge. I thought we'd stopped at 376,
Well,
so that's fine.
You tried to get 377 in, but we didn't. So
Yeah,
378?
378, thank
Okay,
you.
378 in evidence.
And
Are we going to sit here and listen to a dog howling?
Counsel, for 1 second.
Oh, my Lord. Dog howling.
Your Honor, the file that I was about to move in is already in evidence in the Commonwealth's case with a 911 call.
Okay, that's the exhibit 1 or exhibit 2 or 3, 3911.
I believe it's exhibit 1.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, hold on. No. Are they alluding that the moaning and groaning on the 911 call is the dog? No. Oh, let's see this. Oh,
Yes, sir.
oh, no way. No.
Prior to or looked at Fetlife prior to the discovery that's come out in this case.
No, I had never used or looked at or heard of Fetlife previously.
Were you aware of Christine using Fetlife at all?
No, I didn't have any knowledge of Christine using Fetlife.
Did you have any knowledge of whether she had used Craigslist ever?
I think that she did back in New York to advertise that we had a yard sale.
Okay. And that would be the extent of the use of Craigslist?
That's the only time that I can remember.
How about something called Backpage? Did you ever know her to have used those kind of things?
No.
Was there any sort of, well, let me ask you this. How is it that you and Christine would primarily communicate?
Primarily, we would
Messenger.
communicate on the phone. We would talk almost, when Christine would leave from work, she would almost always call me. Obviously in person when we're together. And if it's messages, such as when we're both at work, we usually use Facebook Messenger.
Now, in terms of what you've observed with Fetlife, in your own relationship, were any of those sorts of things done in the bedroom?
There was a point a number of years ago that Christine had indicated that she was interested in bondage type situations.
Objection, hearsay?
Sustained.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without getting into what she had said, were there times when,
Objection leading?
Sustained is leading.
what if any times were there conflict in terms of sexual?
Objection leading?
Sustained is leading.
In terms of your sexual relationship with Christine, what, if any, differences did you have?
I was not interested in ever harming her. I was never interested in sexual violence. I would say that we also had a discrepancy of how often we would like to have sex, or I would like to have sex more frequently than we did.
Dude, no way. You're arguing about having sex. Well, hello? You're having sex with the au pair who is 21 and you're like 38. So that makes what? 38, 21, 7, a minimum of 17 years, right? We'll say 15, 16 years. I don't know the exact time frame. I don't know how old Juliana was. So no wonder why, like, you're not going to have sex with your wife because you're already doing it with her. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But did those differences, what, if any, effect did those differences have on your relationship with Christine?
I would say that those differences caused some of the reasons why we had affairs at various points in our relationship.
Did you love your wife?
Yes.
Do you love your daughter?
Yes, sir.
I was muted. All right, sorry. Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to listen. He just said, do you love your wife? Do you love this? And again, remember, I have it on 1.5. So we're going to go back and we're going to listen to this just again.
Say that those differences caused some of the reasons why we had affairs at various points
Let's
in our
look at his
relationship.
face.
Did you love your wife?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Do you love your daughter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you have any sort of plan for what February 24th became?
No, it was a situation I was never expecting, never expected to be in. We never want anyone to be in.
Okay, there's some truth to that, right? You never expected that to happen because you have a plan and the plan didn't go accordingly, so you didn't expect that to happen. So I believe that to an extent.
In terms of looking back on February 24th, what, if any, things do you think you would do differently?
Objection relevance.
I'll say objection.
What, if any, things would you do differently in the room confronting Joe Ryan?
Objection relevance.
I'll sustain as to relevance.
Oh my goodness gracious. I love this prosecutor. She is so fabulous.
When you shot Joe Ryan, were you aware of where you had hit him immediately?
No,
When was it that you found out that you'd hit him in the head?
actually, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure where I hit him until we had discovery.
And why did you?
Okay, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You want to know why? Because he said that after he had shot him, he went to go do stuff with Christine, but then later on he looked over at Joe Ryan. I'm not buying it. Okay, we can't pick on every nuance, but
Shoot Joe Ryan on February 24th.
hang on, let's go back.
That's where I hit him until we had discovery.
And why did you shoot Joe Ryan on February 24th?
He was attacking Christine. I mean, he was stabbing her. I mean, I wish I shot him earlier.
All right, no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Okay, hang on. Before we get to cross-examination, and we probably will slow that down because she's quick. He said that he didn't know where he shot Joe Ryan in the head until they got discovery. Well, if I am not mistaken, is he talking about discovery in his case, or is he talking about discovery in Juliana's case? Because Juliana's case she got arrested later. This happened in February. She didn't get arrested until October of 2023. And then she pled in 2024. All right. Let's slow this down because this is going to be good. Let's go to, where's normal? Okay. Cross-examination. All right, here we go. Put the microphone down. Ah,
Okay, how are you?
oh,
Good afternoon. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good. So let's understand. This is the first time you've told this story or any story about what happened in the bedroom on February 24th, 2020.
okay. I have to stop this here. Woo, woo. So remember when we talk about after a person gets convicted of a crime, especially unaliving people, their sentence automatically goes up for appeal, right? They can either hire an appellate attorney or one is appointed to them. They go through the trial, look at all the transcripts, look at everything that goes on now that they have it, sometimes that are televised live. They get to go through that as well. And they go through and they pick up the things as to why this person should have another trial and or why they should be set free, right? Well, we already know the number one reason in this case that he may get an appeal is that he is ineffective assistance of counsel. That means his defense attorney, holy smokes, unprepared, just all over the place, etc. Will he get a new trial from that? I don't know. But bingo, right here, right here. This is the first time that you've ever said anything. This is the first time you can't say that. I believe this is, I want to say, like the right of a Fifth Amendment for you to not self-incriminate yourself or something like that. So this is a potential cause. So we will see if this comes up in the appeal of Brendan Banfield. I'm going to go back, but she shouldn't have asked this. She shouldn't have asked it maybe in this manner.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Good. So let's understand, this is the first time you've told this story or any story about what happened in the bedroom on February 24th, 2023, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you did not tell the police on that day in the bedroom.
Okay.
You did not tell the
Yeah, because this is self-incrimination, right? So let me just Google that. Self-incrimination. Yep, Fifth Amendment protects against self-incrimination, meaning you can't be forced to be a witness against yourself in a criminal case. Often taking the Fifth or pleading the Fifth also guarantees the other rights like due process, protection protection against double jeopardy, ensuring the government must prove guilt without forcing you to confess. So, he doesn't have to say anything to the police, right? It's not his job to help the police investigate or figure out what happened in a crime. So could this come back to bite her? Maybe.
I'm okay, how are you?
Maybe.
Good. So let's understand, this is the first time you've told this story or any story about what happened in the bedroom on February 24th, 2023, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you did not tell the police on that day in the bedroom. You did not tell the police on that day in the hospital. You did not tell them when you were back at the station, correct?
Judge, I'd object. May we approach?
What do you can approach?
I hope he's bringing up Fifth Amendment issues here, and I hope she.
Correct. In the house, you didn't try that again.
Right.
Sorry, thank you. Let's try that again. You didn't tell the police
Oh,
in the house. You didn't tell them in the driveway. You didn't tell them at the hospital. You didn't tell them back at the station, correct?
I said what I did on the 911 call. I was not questioned by the police at the house, in the driveway, in the ambulance about what had happened.
Okay, but you were questioned at the police station. You didn't tell them then, right?
Actually, I was not questioned at the police station.
Okay. It's been 3 years. You have not had an opportunity to tell the police in the last 3 years what happened?
Yes, they have requested to speak to me. The police did request Detective Bryant, I believe, requested to speak to me at the hospital, not at the police station. And yes, they did request to speak to me through my attorney subsequently.
Okay, and you were given the opportunity to tell a court what happened when you were brought in to testify at Juliana's preliminary hearing, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and at that point in time, you didn't tell anybody this story, right?
I was advised that that defense of others is not relevant for preliminary hearings. And it was my intention that I was going to testify at Juliana's trial.
Okay, but at the preliminary hearing, you didn't even admit to Christine being your wife, correct?
That's what I was instructed to by my
I see.
attorney.
Okay. So now that you've heard all of the evidence, every possible hearing that could happen in this case has happened. Now you are ready to tell us what happened. Is that accurate?
I was ready to tell what happened at Juliana's testimony, at Juliana's trial when that was scheduled for November. And
Okay.
I've been waiting to do that for mine. I was expecting my trial to be earlier than this too.
But at no point in time.
okay. Hang on. You notice how he's not sort of like fumbling? Remember, I said earlier, maybe in the other stream, how he's not mumbling, or he's mumbling and he's stumbling over his words and he's repeating things, and then he repeated it later. He doesn't seem to be doing that here, but let's watch. Let's see. Just want to point that out. Back it up just a smidge because she goes fast.
At Juliana's trial when that was scheduled for November.
Okay.
And I've been waiting to do that for mine. I was expecting my trial to be earlier than this too.
But at no point in time have you reached out to law enforcement to tell them, at no point have you had your counsel reach out to law enforcement to tell them this story?
Actually, I
of you
did
protecting
have-
your wife. Excuse me, I'm not finished. You have not asked anyone to talk about how you saved your wife or tried to save your wife, have you?
Actually, I did. I told counsel that I would participate in any of the civil investigations that was going to be involved with my agency, and that I would talk to them regarding this case as they required.
Okay, did you do that?
They did not take it up, was my understanding, because I believe the Fairfax police did not want them to.
Okay, understood. Your affair with Juliana began in August of 2022, correct?
Yes,
Okay, you took trips together, correct?
yes,
You communicated with her on Discord, is that correct?
yes.
Tell us a little bit about Discord. Is that a messaging app that is secret, if you will?
No,
No? Okay, it's on your phone?
yes.
Okay, and the two of you elected to communicate that way. Why not with Facebook Messenger like you communicated with
Good question.
Christine, your wife?
Good question.
I think Discord is my favorite messenger app, and I use it a lot, both with my friends and the gaming groups that I was in. Christine did not use Discord.
Okay,
Okay. Yep. I figured so. It's with the gaming crowd or the younger crowd use Discord. That's what it was. But I liked where she was going because she's like, that's my preferred method. I like that was a great question. Great question.
you indicated earlier in your testimony yesterday, I think, that this affair with Juliana was really a nothing, right? This was just an affair. You had had others. This was not a relationship, correct?
I would say that it was a relationship, but it is an affair, but I wouldn't categorize it as serious.
Not serious. Okay. Did you love her?
There was points that I told her that I loved her.
You told her that you love her, but you didn't actually love her.
I would say that I had feelings for her, but they weren't nearly as strong as feelings for my wife.
Understood. Okay. So let's take a look. Judge, I'd like to have displayed to the witness and counsel Commonwealth's 244.
Oh, buddy. Are you in for
All
it
right, so,
now?
Mr. Banfield, these are your Discord messages with Juliana. Do you recognize the username APOCD2?
Yes, that's my
A little
Discord.
bigger so you can see. Has some more numbers after that, D21?
Oh, let's
All right,
see
and
him.
that's you, right?
Show him.
Yes, that is my Discord.
Okay,
Name.
and Juliana is identified as Juliana, is that correct?
It appears to be.
Okay. So if we look at line 30, which I'll highlight for you here,
Please. let's
February
see.
14th, Valentine's Day, 2023, Juliana tried to break up with you, right?
Juliana broke up with me numerous times.
Okay, on this occasion, she said, I told you I'm seeing other people. We spoke about this already. I won't be going, speaking of this trip to New York that you were going to take with Valerie,
Yes.
right? I'm sure you two will have lots of fun, something to that effect, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I had wondered. Okay. 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 I was like, why is he taking his 4-year-old daughter on a vacation trip to New York by himself, right? You usually go with your wife, right? He has gone to New York before with Juliana and his daughter. And I was like, why is he going to New York by himself? I just don't unfathomable to me to have a man take his daughter to New York without the nanny for a trip. And I thought to myself, something's up here. Was the nanny supposed to go? She was. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna back it up. Just confirmed a suspicion
I'm
of
seeing other
mine.
people. We spoke about this already. I won't be going, speaking of this trip to New York that you were going to take with Valerie,
Yes.
right? I'm sure you two will have lots of fun, something to that effect, right?
Yes.
Okay. This upset you, didn't it?
Yeah.
No,
No? Okay, you beg her in the next several messages to please talk to you, correct? How are you? Do you want to talk? We can chat. We'll scroll up so you can see more.
and those are a different day, that appears.
Well, it looks like it's within hours. Yes, midnight happens and we've moved into another day, but you're still asking if you can talk to her, right?
That appears to be what it says.
Okay. Judge, I'd offer into evidence Commonwealth's 244, the Discord messages.
Did I read that
objection?
correctly?
Okay.
Yes, you read that
44
correctly. It's part of Judge Penny. Come on.
And
That
Judge,
was
if that's
funny.
been published to the jury, we'll let it linger for a second, and then if we can take it down.
I wish we could see it. Court TV, dude, you're doing
So that
terrible.
we can move to display to the witness and to counsel. Commonwealth's 245. Mr. Banfield, I'm going to just scroll through it. Let me know if you recognize this letter.
Yes.
Letter to Juliana.
Correct.
All right,
Sorry.
do you recognize this letter?
Yes,
And this is your letter to Juliana,
correct.
written while she's incarcerated, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Is it fair to say that in this letter you profess your undying love for Juliana?
yes, it appears that I was definitely in love with her definitely starting in the summer of 23.
Oh, okay, so it was just
After your
before she
wife is
was
dead.
arrested that you were fully in love with her?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's when we had an opportunity to actually have a bit of a relationship. With other points were obviously very separated. I mean, I was still working a lot. Christina was obviously still around, and I was spending a lot of time with her. So it wasn't really until the summer of 23 that we had a lot of time together.
Okay, but in this letter, you're
Why do you have more time together? In the summer of 23. Could be that pesky wife of yours wasn't around anymore?
talking about the memories of times you spent together before Christine's death, correct?
It seems like some of them are before and some are after.
Okay, and the long hot cuddle, was that before Christine's death?
No, that was after. We rode a bike and went to lunch and got caught in the rain.
Okay. Judge, I'd offer this is Commonwealth's 245.
Any objection?
How romantic.
245 in evidence?
And again, you describe here in the very first paragraph-ish, you came here and we fell in love. But you're suggesting that that love didn't happen until after Christine was dead?
As I said, that we did have feelings for each other prior, but I would not describe them as the level of feelings that I had for my wife of 19 years.
Oh, really? Oh,
All right.
The level of feelings that I had for my wife
hang
of
on.
19 years.
Oh,
Years.
sorry. Okay. Up here it says, something have been through. I only have pain and suffering without you. Your conversations about leaving something or letting me go, setting me free are the most painful. I hate them. They make me cry every time. You are irreplaceable. You are my person, I believe. You are my person. I believe you will have the best life. You will have the best life together. Something full of love. Hugging, support, fun, laughter, something romantic, fulfillment. Let's see if it goes up a little bit. Oh, something full of love, happiness, support, fun, laughter, something romance and fulfillment. Sorry about the mess on the page as I'm crying while writing this. Oh, isn't that so sweet? He's crying while he's writing this letter to his affair person while she's in jail because she killed a man and he's out free right now. And he doesn't have any tears on the stand for killing his wife. Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Judge, if I can discontinue the display.
All right.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And if I can have Commonwealth's 246 shared with counsel and the defendant.
Okay. Are you buying what I'm selling? Are you buying it?
Mr. Banfield, this one's 14 pages, so I'm not going to belabor this, but this is another love letter to Juliana. Is that accurate?
It looks that way.
Judge, I would offer this into evidence as Commonwealth's 246.
Any objection?
I don't know that there's a foundation for him identifying it, Judge.
Microphone, I just can't hear you.
Sorry, I don't know that he's actually identified it. I think he's just agreed with her
Oh,
statement.
I'm sorry. I thought he said, yes, this was his letter to Juliana. This is your letter to Juliana?
Yes.
All right, 246 in evidence.
And here you said that she's your gym partner, helped you to be the strongest in your life. You've never had a consistent partner before.
Yes, that was referring to a gym partner.
I am obsessed with your happiness.
Yes.
But again, all of this is after Christine
I mean,
had passed.
if you look at that, it also that I declared that she was a hero because in my view, she saved my life that day. I think it's easier.
Oh. 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 Oh my goodness. She saved your life that day. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Saved my life that day. I think it's easier to fall in love with somebody that saved you.
Oh my word. Wowza.
All right. And I'm
Oh,
gonna have
boy.
you take a look, Judge, if we can pull this down.
Oh my goodness.
Commonwealth's 247. Do you recognize this item?
Yes.
All right, and this is another love letter to Juliana.
Yes.
All right. Judge, I'd offer this into evidence is Commonwealth's 247.
Any objection?
No objection.
247?
Commonwealth's 250. If I can have you take a look at Commonwealth's 250.
This is
Do you
Brenda
recognize this
Dad.
letter?
and his stepmom.
Yes.
Again, you to Juliana.
Yes.
And in this one, you're discussing baby names for your future children with her.
That is something that you,
Excuse me, ma'am. What did you just say? What? What? Discussing baby names. Look, look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. I'm gonna have to back that up for a second here. Woo! Okay. Look at the prosecutor. Look at the prosecutor when she asked this question.
Do you
Look at the
recognize this
prosecutor.
letter?
yes,
Again, you to Juliana.
yes,
And in this one, you're discussing baby names for your future children with her.
that is something that you wanted to talk about.
Okay. Judge, I would offer this into evidence as Commonwealth's 250.
Any objection?
No objection.
250 in evidence?
All right. But you are contending, again, these feelings, these very strong feelings, these let's be together for the rest of our lives feelings did not exist when your wife was alive.
Correct.
Okay. And they certainly did not motivate you to kill your wife.
Okay. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Nope. I feel like I want to something. I can't read it. I really like the name Chloe. Suggested Daphne.
Juliana and I weren't even together when Christine died.
All right. You had broken up, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Did you need to kill your wife to get her back?
definitely not.
Okay. You've had
No, you did not. You did not say that. Oh my gosh. Did you have to kill your wife to get her back? He's like, no, I did not. We're gonna go back. That was great. That was so good. That was so good.
When Christine died.
all right.
That was so good.
You had broken up, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Did you need to kill your wife to get her back?
definitely not.
Okay. You've had multiple affairs, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And one of those affairs was with a woman named Danielle, who you met on a fetish site searching for sugar babies. Is that correct?
What? Danielle, fetish site. Sugar babies. Oh, Mr. Banfield. You are a dirty birdie.
Affairs was
Now go
with
back.
a woman named Danielle, who you met on
Shame,
a fetish
shame.
site searching for sugar babies. Is that correct?
I would not call it a fetish site.
Okay. What would you call it?
Right?
An arranged relationship.
Okay. But you were looking for someone to be your sugar baby?
I love
I
it.
guess. It was a relationship where they would already know that I was married. That was what I was looking for.
Okay. Another one of your affairs was with your best friend's wife. Is that correct?
No.
No?
Okay, I'm sorry. What is a sugar baby website? Okay, not necessarily fetish. Okay. Man, I hope somebody doesn't ever come and look at my web history. It's gonna be terrible. Okay, now we're talking about a potential inappropriate relationship with his friend's wife.
Okay. Another one of your affairs was with your best friend's wife. Is that correct?
No. First, he's not my best friend. Number two, they were not married. They were not even together at that point.
They were, is that your understanding of what they believed? Or is that how you perceived their relationship?
Yeah.
Did they think they were together?
I don't think so. My understanding is that she wanted to be with him and they were not together at that point.
Okay,
But no, they were definitely not married at that point or anything like that.
okay. But you were
Married or
at
anything.
that point.
Yes, I
Right.
was married at that point.
All right.
He was married.
Let's talk about Christine and her apparent decision to solicit someone to fake rape her. You would agree, you have not seen today, nor are you aware.
That's a little commentary there, Missy. Fake raper.
Decision to solicit someone to fake rape her. You would agree, you have not seen today, nor are you aware of any phone history, computer history, indicating that she was interested in
Yep.
this type of relationship prior to January of 2023, correct?
I was aware that she was interested in this type of thing, but I was unaware of the messages or that she was pursuing this again, as it had been many years since she had expressed those feelings.
Okay, but there is no internet history that you're aware of predating January 2023, correct?
I'm not, can you ask that a different way?
Okay. From what you've seen in court, she sets this up. She's using a profile picture from a gym bathroom with like a Barbie doll. I think it's an Ariel doll in the picture. And that's a photo that she sent to you on that day, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did she have any other pictures in her Facebook cache that she
Right.
could have used that you're aware of?
I don't know.
Okay,
And then,
you never looked at her Facebook?
yes, I look at her Facebook, but I don't use social media very much.
Okay, you presented us with 20 plus pictures yesterday. Were any of those photos available to her? They all came from her Facebook page, correct?
I don't know where they came from. I didn't arrange for them.
Oh, okay, those weren't your photos that you were sharing with us?
Some of them appeared to be my photos, but I don't know. Some of them, I believe, were my mother's. Some of them, I think, were Christine's. A lot of times, Christine and I, if we were to share photos, we shared them on Messenger.
Okay, all right. And in the pictures that you all had shared on Messenger, there was not a single other photo of Christine where she wasn't in a public bathroom that she could have used as her profile photo?
I'm sure she could choose whatever profile photo she would have wanted. I don't know why. I mean, it appears that she took the photo that day and used the photo that day for herself.
Okay. When these solicitations occurred between Christine and the other users on Fetlife, she was looking for someone that she expected to engage with her sight unseen, correct? There were not to be any meetings in public in advance of this hookup.
That is what the messages seem to appear.
Okay. And she was only doing this when either you or Juliana were home, correct?
It appeared to me that it happened when I was not home based on what was presented today often.
Right, but Juliana was home, correct?
I don't necessarily know where Juliana was at those points.
You just know that you weren't there, correct?
Well, we went through lots of the evidence that showed that there was many times that I wasn't there. There was points that it showed that the messages were logged
been me.
into from the CBRN email that Juliana states that she has no knowledge of, never logged into, doesn't know the password to. And so if Juliana is the home, whether she is or not, the only other person that is home is Christine that
Right.
can.
But most importantly, you are not home, correct?
It appears that there was many messages that were sent while I was home and many messages
That's
that were
not what
sent
I
while I
asked.
wasn't home.
I am asking, you were not home.
There is both messages that from when I was home and when I was not home, it
Okay.
appears.
Okay. So the person that she picked again was one who was willing to come to her home, not a hotel, without any sort of public meetup first, as seemed to be the ask from most of the other participants on Fetlife. Accurate?
I didn't read the other messages between the other people.
Okay. And this person needed to be willing to bring a knife, correct?
I don't know.
Okay,
I didn't see an ask for the knife.
no problem. You were present for your daughter's birth.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, were you aware that Christine received medication
All right, hang
to
on.
address her blood clotting disorder?
I call BS, right? You're going through the discovery, right? Let's just play to his strengths, right? Let's just say he's right and that he didn't read the messages. If you're getting this discovery and you're like, "Oh my gosh, what I didn't do this. What has she been up to?" I would have read every one of those messages, right? What is she saying? Why is she doing this? Why is she meeting with him? Why is she doing this? Do not placate and play dumb now. Do not play possum right now.
Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, were you aware that Christine received medication to address her blood clotting disorder?
Ooh.
My experience is that she did not, that they tested her in her prenatal experience and that she did not require a medication for it, but they were going to monitor her for it during the delivery.
Okay, because you were aware she had a blood clotting disorder, correct?
I am aware that she has a blood clotting disorder.
Okay. When you set this whole thing up,
I didn't set this whole thing up.
I'm sorry, when Christine set this whole thing up, it was scheduled to occur.
Look at her. She's like, oopsie, oopsie. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. I'm writing myself a note for something else. Oh, this is good. When you set this up,
When you
I
set
didn't
this
set
whole
it.
thing up,
I didn't set this whole thing up.
I'm sorry, when Christine set this whole thing up, it was scheduled to occur minutes after her family was leaving the house at 7 a.m.-ish, correct?
I don't know what time her family was leaving the house.
Oh, you hadn't shared with her your plan to go to your meeting early the next morning?
He said that he did.
I didn't have a meeting the next, I'm sorry. Could you ask the question again?
Sure, the night before on the 23rd,
Oh, on the
right?
23rd, sorry.
When she is setting this up, she's scheduling it to occur at 7:20-ish a.m., which was going to be minutes after everyone had left the house to go to the zoo, to go to the big meeting, right?
That is what the messages seem to say.
Okay, and are you telling us that your wife was not aware that you had this big meeting scheduled for the 24th?
She was aware that I had the meeting scheduled.
Right. You said
And
you talked to her.
was she aware that the nanny was taking your daughter to the zoo?
It appears to me that she arranged for Juliana to take Valerie to the zoo. She got the parking tickets to take her to the zoo. She had planned it, I don't know, a week, 10 days prior.
Right, and the zoo opens at 8 o'clock and everyone's leaving at 7, but she scheduled Joe Ryan to come over at 7:20. Is that correct?
I don't know what time she scheduled exactly.
Okay. And you indicated that you were not aware that she had taken February 24th off until just the day before, right?
That is correct.
Okay, but that's not accurate because her parents were scheduled to come while you were going to be out of town the night of the 24th. Isn't that correct?
I believe they were coming in the evening, and then she would already be back from work.
I see. So your expectation was that she was working that day, but their expectation and everyone else's expectation is that she would be home.
I don't believe it was ever stated that she was going to be home, that they were aware that she was going to be home. My experience was that she was scheduled to work until that day.
But her parents were coming for dinner.
I don't know if they were coming for dinner. I think they were traveling through. I don't know why they were coming exactly,
Okay,
because I think they were going to Florida or continuing on.
okay. And it would be your contention that on the morning of this planned tryst, she
Little
took her
combative.
phone and turned it off herself and put it in the kitchen drawer?
I don't know. I did not see her turn off the phone.
Okay, you didn't see her with her phone at all, did
I
you?
saw her with her phone in the morning when I was getting ready.
You did?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, and
That's
she
what
was
you said.
on her phone in the morning when you were getting ready?
Yes, she
That's what
had
you
her
said.
phone in the morning,
And you said that was 6:30.
roughly. I mean,
Okay.
I was in and out getting ready in that morning, so it's hard to say an exact time.
So then would it surprise you if the digital forensics, Mr. Litsky's work would show that she was not on her phone at 6:30 or really any time before or after that with any?
I saw her with her phone. It was on the bed. She had the laptop also on the bed.
Got it. Okay, so she was just with the phone, not using the phone.
Yes.
I see. Let's talk about what happened in the room that morning. You leave the house, you go to McDonald's, and you're in the bathroom there for 7 minutes. Is that correct?
I believe that's what the time showed.
Okay, and you don't leave the bathroom until Juliana calls you at 7:37. Is that correct?
I believe that's the time. I don't have the time in front of me.
Okay, but as you're leaving the bathroom, you don't call 911.
I did not.
Okay, and you don't tell Juliana to call 911.
No, I did not.
You don't run out of McDonald's. We've seen you on the video. You walk to your car.
I thought it looked like I was walking faster than normal.
Okay, but you're not concerned. You said at this point in time, you didn't have any reason to worry. You thought maybe she was just having an affair, another one, correct?
That was my original thought.
Okay, so out of curiosity, if she's having another affair, why are you going back to the house at all? Why didn't you tell
Right.
Juliana just to go to the zoo with Valerie? Don't worry about it. It's just another affair.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be telling Juliana about Christine's affairs. That's not something I would discuss with her.
Why not? You're having an affair.
Right.
Juliana.
We discussed basically nothing about Christine together. She didn't want to know anything about Christine.
Okay, so you're leaving the McDonald's.
Oh, I get it. Oh my goodness, I get it. Juliana doesn't want to know things about Christine because she's jealous. Oh my gosh, this was not going to turn out very well regardless. Oh boy. Oh, I see the writing on the wall. Back up for a second. See the writing on the wall.
Basically nothing about Christine together. She didn't want to know anything about Christine.
Damn.
Okay, so you're leaving the McDonald's. You're heading back home to catch your wife in the affair then?
I was very unsure of what was going on at that point. It went through my mind that it was possibly going to be an affair, but I did not know what it was.
Okay, so when you arrive at the house, you're saying that Juliana brings Valerie in after you to the basement, is that correct?
Yes, and she also said that she followed me later. She didn't say that I told her.
Okay, and at that point in time, again, you're still thinking you're just busting your wife having sex with some guy.
I did not know, once again, exactly what was going on. That was a consideration, that it was possible that she was having an affair, but I did not know what was happening at that time.
Okay, but be it catching her in an affair or this question mark something else that you haven't defined, why wouldn't you tell the babysitter to take your daughter back outside?
I believe that she was safe in the basement. I thought they were okay there. I did not perceive that they were in danger at that time. I told them to stay at the car. I don't know why she chose to come to the house.
Okay, but you're law enforcement and
Right.
this is your house. You're not going to tell them what to do to ensure that they are safe when you have this doubt
Right.
about what's going on?
Right.
I understand that. And it may have been a mistake that I didn't send them back out. And it's something that I've thought about many times.
I had to pause for just a second. Let's go back.
When you have this doubt about what's going on?
I understand that. And
Oh,
it may have been a mistake that I didn't send them back out. And it's something that I've thought about many times.
well, you're being charged with it now.
Okay.
Hindsight's 2020.
You indicated that you haven't drawn your gun until you're on the stairs up to the bedroom and can hear what you think are sex noises coming from the bedroom. Is that correct?
No, I stated that when I was on the main floor, I believed that the noises were sex, moaning, things like that. But later on, when I was climbing the stairs, I had already changed my thought, and I thought that what I believe are strikes sounded too sharp, too.
Right, your
It was
mind
moaning.
changed. It
Yes.
wasn't sex anymore. Now it sounded bad.
Yes,
Okay. At that point in time, there's a lock on the outside of your basement door, correct?
yes.
Okay. You didn't lock the basement door, did you?
I'm not sure I've ever locked that.
Well, the lock is there, isn't it?
It was there when it came with the house. I don't believe I've ever used that lock at any point.
Okay, but it would have presumably kept your babysitter and your child from leaving the basement and following you, as we know Juliana did, up to the room where bad things were now happening, right?
I guess that's possible, but I never thought of that lock. It's not something that's in my general thought pattern, as it's not something we ever use.
Okay, so you followed your training and pulled your weapon and walked up the stairs with the gun out. Is that accurate?
Yes,
Okay. And when you turned and saw Juliana had followed you, at that point in time, you're worried that bad things are happening, correct?
yes, I am.
Did you tell her to call 911 at that point?
No, I was moving quickly towards the door.
Did you tell her to go back downstairs and get your daughter out of the house at that point?
I wasn't worried about Juliana at that point. I was worried about Christine.
Okay, and you weren't worried about your daughter at that point either then, right?
I don't think Valerie was on the top of my mind when I believed that Christine is being injured. And
Okay.
that was at the forefront of my mind.
So you get up to the room with your gun drawn and you see what's happening. You see Joe Ryan behind your naked wife with something metal in his hand. Is that accurate?
Yes,
Okay. And at that point in time, you yelled police, correct?
yes,
Okay. You didn't shoot.
no.
You did not yell for Juliana, who's behind you, to call 911.
I didn't know that Juliana was behind me or had climbed the stairs at that point. I had only seen her on the main floor leave at the door. I did not see her climb the stairs at that point.
Okay, but you told us that the foyer is this big echoey chamber that you can hear from anywhere in the house. If she's in the foyer and you're standing at the door, whether or not she's immediately behind you, if you yelled, call 911, she would hear you, wouldn't she, in this echoey foyer?
Yes, she would hear that.
Okay, but you didn't do that, did you?
I was focused on the tense situation that was in front of me.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask, just a moment while I log back in. Judge, if I can have the witness and counsel take a look at Commonwealth's 251. Mr. Banfield, is this the person that you saw when you entered the bedroom?
Yes.
Joseph Ryan? Yes?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'd offer Commonwealth's 251 into evidence.
Any objection?
Your Honor, object to relevance.
Overruled, 251 in evidence.
So this man, Joseph Ryan, planned to kill your wife, having left this completely discoverable trail on the internet. Is that correct?
I have no idea what his plans were.
Okay. So you think maybe he came for another reason and then at some point his mind changed?
I don't know.
Okay. Did he say anything to you that would lead you to believe that he stabbed your wife on the spur of the moment?
I mean, it appeared to be somewhat related to me telling him that I was going to arrest him. But besides that, I'm unsure.
Okay, well then let's nail this down. I thought you had said that when you entered the room, the knife is in his hand, the other hand's maybe on her neck, somewhere in her hair, and she's already bleeding, correct?
I believe that there was already blood in her hair.
Okay, so in your version of this, he had already stabbed her when you walked in the room.
I believe so.
Okay, and you then saw him stab her.
I guess I'm not sure. It could have been at that same, time that he already has the knife to her neck. So I don't know if that he stabbed her before or that it was at that point that the knife is already to her neck, that the blood goes to her hair.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, let's go back then and talk about your testimony. You described that when you came in, Christine was moaning / yelled. You thought she was being stabbed. She went to her left, and it seemed he, Joseph Ryan, was putting forward movement. That's what you testified to, right? So that would be the first stab that you saw.
The knife is inside of her hair, which would be at the location of her neck. I can't tell. Christine was yelling and obviously in pain. So I might think that she was already had the knife pressed to her at that point.
So we know from the medical examiner, and you know because you got to hear it, that she was stabbed 7 times and then had an 8th cutting wound, correct?
I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but yes, that sounds familiar.
Okay, and you've described for us that she's already bleeding and that you see a forward movement, but you can't really tell what happened, right? And then you told us a bit ago that there's an exchange between you and Joe Ryan. You tell him to let her go at least one more time after this exchange. And it appears that he forcefully stabs Christine. She spins away toward you and lands on her stomach on the ground. So there's one clear stab.
It's not towards me, it's away from me.
Okay. But that is one moment when you see Joe Ryan stab Christine, correct?
Yes, and then downward after she went to the floor. So
Okay, so you believe that's another stab?
I'm only positive of the two.
Okay, so you've got 2. So there's 5 more. When did he stab her those other 5 times?
The knife is inside of her hair. I can't tell the movement. I can't tell how that is looking at that time. And I don't know exactly what happened before I arrived either.
Okay, well, she had to get 5 more wounds at some point. And you're telling us that when you get into the room, she's capable of speech, correct?
Yes,
Okay, she says a lot of stuff. She says that you know, he's got a knife, right? Brendan, he's got a knife.
yes,
She says that. And she says at one point that she wants you to put more pressure on her neck, correct?
yes. She told me to put my hand there, and then she put more pressure on my
Right.
hand.
And then at one point, she tells you she can't see, correct?
Yeah,
Okay. And all of this talking is happening with what at that point in time has to be all 7 of the wounds in her neck, correct?
yes.
Okay. Judge, if I can pull down the current display. Take a look at Commonwealth's previously admitted 23.
And I don't know how this is going to happen.
I'm
He's
sorry,
like,
22. I
if he can
apologize,
stick his
22.
fingers in her neck and she's coughing up blood.
All right, and
How
these
is the
are
woman talking?
wounds on the left side of her neck, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and if I can have the witness and the jury take a look at previously admitted Commonwealth's 25, also under seal. And these are the wounds on the right side of her neck, correct?
yes,
Okay, and she's chatting with you with these wounds in her neck, correct?
yes. Her voice is very hoarse. She was having difficulty speaking, but yes, she was talking to me.
Okay. So going back to Joe for a moment, you are not aware of what his plan was, whether it be to kill her or that may have just been something that happened while he was there, correct?
I know nothing about Joe Ryan prior to these interactions in the bedroom.
Okay. But you know from having sat through this trial what the Commonwealth's evidence is, right?
Yes,
Okay, and you know that he texted with someone on Christine's laptop that whole morning, correct?
yes,
And you know that he laid out his expected arrival time, correct?
I don't remember.
Okay.
What about the phone call that Juliana said that she had with him? What about that?
Did you catch that he stopped at Walmart on his way to your house and bought personal lubricant because your
Your Honor,
wife?
object, she's
What's your legal objection?
Yeah.
talking about the case and she's having him corroborate what their case is.
I don't know what that legal objection is. What's the legal,
It's not relevant.
overruled?
I'm aware he went to Walmart.
I'm sorry, you're aware he went to Walmart, right?
Yes.
And then he bought personal lubricant for your wife, correct?
I guess.
Who
I don't
may
know.
or may not have been intending to murder, correct?
I don't know why he brought personal lubricant.
Okay. He left his car parked in your driveway in broad daylight, which you saw, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and he left his 2 cell phones in his car per the instructions that your wife gave him on Telegram, correct?
I guess. I saw the pictures on the floor. I didn't know where they were.
Okay. You said that you heard what you thought initially were sex noises, right?
Yes,
Okay, but we know from the physical evidence recovery kits that were taken from both Mr. Ryan and your wife that there was no semen, no DNA from Mr. Ryan found in or around your wife's genitalia, correct?
that's my understanding.
So how long do you think passed between your instructions to Joe Ryan to put down the knife, let her go, let her go, let her go, and your wife is bleeding before you shot him?
Not that long, under a minute.
Under a minute. Okay, so if we were to count out 60 seconds, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, that would be a minute. And in that time, you did not shoot him.
I did not shoot him, and I did not shoot him prior to Christine going to the floor.
Okay, and at that point in time that she's going to the
Which-
floor, were at least 6 stab wounds.
Which again is what I say had happened. He said, Christine, hit the floor. And that's when he shot him. And Joe Ryan wasn't expected to be shot.
Shoot him prior to Christine going to the floor.
Okay, and at that point in time that she's going to the floor, were at least 6 stab wounds in, right?
Approximately.
To the best of my knowledge, it's hard to see. Also, I'm aiming down my sight at Joe, and so I'm not focused exactly on Christine. You have a narrowed view when you're aiming down a firearm.
And you just couldn't pull the trigger, could you?
I was afraid.
Okay, and you are a trained law enforcement officer, correct?
I am, but I have my shooting record is on the lower end for the qualifications, and there is not a lot, and there's very little space there. And I was afraid
still
of
shot him.
hitting her.
Okay. Mr.
Was afraid
Ryan
of
did
hitting
not
her.
have a gun, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
You also had handcuffs, correct?
Yes,
You didn't use those to apprehend Mr. Ryan, correct?
looking back on it, I should have handcuffed him after my shot. Would be something that I should have done looking back at it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your weapons training. You said that you go to the range monthly to keep up on your skills. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say I go roughly every month, every other month, when I can.
Okay, so would it then surprise you that when you took Juliana in October of 2022, that you hadn't been since one time in April and one time in May of that year, and prior to that, not since 2020?
I was going to Blackfish Armory as my primary place. We had the Treasury Department had a contract with them, and I didn't have to pay for them, but the contract ended. And so then I went back to Silver Eagle Group.
When did the contract end?
I'm not sure, but Blackfish Armory actually went out of business. They were in Chantilly, so that was pretty close to me. So that's where I was primarily going prior to Silver Eagle Group.
Okay, but you were going to Silver Eagle Group in 2020, and then you went to Silver Eagle Group in April and May of 2022, and then in October and December when you took Juliana. So at what point in time did you transition to Silver Eagle Group?
I mean, I guess I came to Virginia in 2019, so I guess probably in 2019, 2020, 2021, sounds like I was probably going to Blackfish Armory instead of Silver Eagle Group.
Well,
but I don't know.
without speculating, what do you remember doing?
That's not something that I remember the transition of exactly between the two.
Okay. Why did you teach Juliana to shoot?
It was something that we could do together. It was, in terms of many activities, it was something that was going to be out of the house, and generally when I could.
It was a plausible date night. Honey, I'm going to the shooting range. Juliana says, I'm going out with my friends. Uh-huh. Plus, he wanted her to shoot. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It was, in terms of many activities,
night.
it was
Ooh,
something
how
that was going to be out
exciting
of the
and
house.
fun.
And generally when I could, or she could, we would do activities together. It was something I was already going to do, and she wanted to come with me.
Okay. And you gave her the code to your safe in your bedroom, correct?
She realized that it was the same code as the door when I was putting away my gear during the day.
So your gun safe code is the same as the door code to your house that your child
Uh-huh.
and wife and
They-
babysitter have access to?
They had their
Yep.
own codes, but my code was the same between my door and my safe in my car. It was the same for all of them.
Oh, okay, so Juliana didn't have the door code because that's how she got in and out of the house.
She had her own door code to get in and out of the house.
Okay, so you gave her the code to your safe.
Right. Right.
Those are different. I have my own code to the door, and she has
Yes.
her own code to the door, and my mother has her own code to the door, and Christine has her own
Right.
code
We're
to
not
the door.
talking about the door.
She just, being next to me, going in and out of the house, knew my code.
So when you observed your babysitter picking up your code because she was able to see, you didn't think that was a good time to change the code?
It wasn't a concern of mine at that point. I didn't think about it. Also,
I love her.
I don't think I've ever changed the code after the initial setup. It wasn't something that was on my mind.
Okay. Is that part of your law enforcement training, that it's okay for people to have the code to your gun safe?
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say, does your training tell you to have the same code? Oh my gosh. I love her. Same wavelength. Love it. Love it.
Something that was
Love
on
it.
my mind.
Okay. Is that part of your law enforcement training, that it's okay for people to have the code to your gun safe?
I'm aware that others in my department had family members that were aware that they knew the code, that they knew their codes.
Okay.
We're talking about you. You're the one that had the
Is this a
incident.
breaking time for lunch, or you let me know? Okay,
I only have a little bit left, Judge. If I can have 10 more minutes,
that's fine.
I won't make everybody starve, but
Okay.
just a little bit. Thank you.
That's fine.
Do you have any life-saving training as a result of your law enforcement background?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay. And your life-saving training tells you that Juliana should be the one to call 911 while you are attending to Christine, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, but when Juliana hadn't called 911, you didn't think that was the time at which maybe you should do it?
I didn't realize that she didn't call 911 immediately because I was focused on Christine. So
Okay.
I wasn't looking at Juliana after I told her to call 911. I was looking at Christine.
Okay, so you're also then not aware that Juliana hung up on 911 15 minutes prior to the call where you spoke to them?
My awareness was that she made that original call in the upstairs room.
She made the original call in the upstairs room, and where were you?
No, my understanding is that she actually made the call originally while she was in the basement.
Oh,
As
not
per
in the
her.
upstairs, okay. Okay, so you weren't there then, is your contention?
Okay. I got it. I'm gonna share with you if you didn't get it. Her claim is that she made the 911 call downstairs and the moaning is the dog. Hence the recording for the dog. Versus she was upstairs with him making the 911 call, although he just testified and said that she was with him. Oh, good luck.
Understanding is that she actually made the call originally while she was in the basement.
Oh,
As
not
per
in the
her.
upstairs, okay. Okay, so you weren't there then, is your contention?
I never heard her make the original call. I never saw her make the original call.
And you certainly didn't tell her to hang up the phone?
No, I knew nothing about the original call until until far later.
Okay, so while you are tending to your wife and exchanging hand placement with her over the wounds that we saw, you did not at that point in time use the towel, the blanket, the sheet, or the other blanket to staunch the flow of blood from her neck?
Well, he
It
said he used
wasn't
the
until I
comforter.
was instructed to by 911 to do that. Pressure is a different form of treatment that we were taught, and that is also what Christine was doing. I believe that that was the best course of action at the time.
To put pressure on the wound that was so large that your finger went inside of it, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. And when first responders arrived, you agree you're on video holding her neck with your bare hand, correct?
I think so.
So where had the towel, the blanket, the sheet gone at that point
I think
after
that-
you were instructed by 911?
I think the towel was right next to me, but
It was under your knees, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Okay,
I thought it was right next to me.
thank you. Nothing further, Judge.
All right. Let's go ahead. I assume it's going to take a little time to redirect or?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to stop the stream here right now. And we'll pick up tomorrow where the rest of this ends, which is the redirect of him and then our surprise witness. I didn't get to hear the surprise witness. All right. So, oh my goodness. Just so much. Let me see where my notes are. All right. First of all, we have a recap here. Is there a Fifth Amendment violation? He objected. I don't know if he objected to the Fifth Amendment thing or what his objection was because they went up to side. Bah. Don't know if that will be an issue on appeal. When he was going to testify at the preliminary hearing in Juliana's case, he was going to say some things different. Okay. He communicates with her on Discord. Discord is a gaming, it's still a messaging app. But he was basically saying, oh, everything is on, this thing versus this thing. I just messaged my wife on Messenger. I don't, we don't use that phone for anything, He loved his wife. He didn't have feelings for Juliana until after his wife died. That's right. All of those lovely jailhouse letters and calls and stuff. He's professing his love to her because during the summertime when his wife had passed, they were together. Remember, she had changed the sheet colors and that she had all the pictures and everything. She has moved in. She is now his girlfriend, right? And remember that when the evening of when the victim's advocate had them in a hotel room and the daughter said, "Can I call you mommy now? And are you going to marry my daddy?" And that Juliana is a hero. She saved Brendan's life because Joe Ryan, who had a bullet in his head, might have done something to him, put his arm on him, right? Discussing baby names. I like Chloe. I'm not sure about a boy's name yet. So, what do you think of her cross? Did she hit some really good points? I thought so too. I really, really wish that she would have really gone for it with him, but I feel like she knows her case very well and she knows what's going on in her case and she doesn't want to sort of belabor too many points and she wants to sort of hit them and then that's it because when you're already winning, why spoil the bunch? So all right, that is where we're going to end for today. I hope you had a fabulous time and that you enjoyed watching this. We are going to tomorrow do his redirect from his attorney and then finish it up. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I would like to actually finish this tomorrow. We've got other cases to cover. So make sure to like, follow, share if you are so inclined. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching Legalese 123. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe for more content.